And I say this with some regret. This could be the finale. It could be. 2026. And for the first time, the Seattle Kraken find themselves in the Stanley Cup final. We were the 8th seed. We knocked off St. Louis, LA, and the Vegas Golden Knights to make it. Of course, the question is, if we were to win, what do we do? Because, again, this prospect pool is absolutely ridiculous with the likes of Bedard, Miroshnichenko. So, I mean, if we were to lose, we are incredibly well set up for the future. But if we were to win, that could be it. This team has overperformed at every turn, but we are without Elias Pettersson for the Cup final, which is why I can't help but think we're going to fall short. But in the playoffs so far, again, so far so good from Isaiah Saville at a .924, but only 3 appearances. An .894 for Bouthelier. I'll be so intrigued to see who Gerard Gallant goes with. And again from there, Laine, Ratu, Makar, Mastra-Simone, Rosen, Carlson, Jones, Rossi have all been good. Everyone else a little bit down from there in terms of the point totals. Antonio Strange has just 1 point in 14 games. As brutal as that is, you don't expect guys like Beliveau or Bodie Wild to put up the points here. It is not the highest rated team in the world, to say the least, especially without Pettersson in the lineup. Which brings us to Tampa, who do have their 5-star player, but maybe, just maybe, we have a shot here. As Hugo Alnefelt is their goalie. 24 years old, stud in terms of potential. Has a .948 in 6 games, but they have been playing Colton Point, who has a .926 in 10. So Alnefelt, for one reason or another, hasn't been the primary starter, which is interesting in and of itself. And then if we look at the defense, led by 35-year-old Victor Hedman, Mikhail Sergachev, Cal Foote still here, and then you have Jared McIsaac, Nikishin, and Kuznetsov also there. And not to look at the advanced stats, but just the outright playoff summary. 12 points for Hedman, 9 for Sergachev, so Victor Hedman still looks like he is what he is. By far, though, Hedman and Sergachev have been their best 2 defensemen, everyone else with a sub-60 game rating. Look at the old advanced stats here. Only 2 players have a positive relative Corsi here, and that's Hedman and Nikishin. Sergachev actually really struggling in that department of allowing way more shots against than shots for, but you look at Victor Hedman. The average shots for versus the average against. Victor Hedman is as good as ever. But he and Nikishin have been the best 2 players in terms of defensemen. Sergachev puts up points, but that's about it. He doesn't give you much else. And that brings us to their forwards. We know Braden Point leads the way. From there, Kucherov, Stamkos, all still there. They've added Colin White from Ottawa, Victor Olofsson, Tom Wilson, Matt Nieto, Tyler Benson, Anthony Duclair, Yanni Gourde. Still a hell of a team. In terms of the stat line, too, Victor Olofsson's been incredible. 24 points in 15 games. Kucherov, Stamkos, and Point all up there. This is going to be very tough to deal with. Surprisingly as well. Yeah, no one really down there, I'd say. It's a damn good team. It's a damn good team that I don't know if we can beat. But we're going to find out. The Seattle Kraken in the Stanley Cup final for the very first time. Our lines, Pelletier, Nemesnikov, Laine, Ratu, Rossi, Rosen, Mastra-Simone, Carlson, Quinn, Stranges, Zegras, and Simon Tyval. The defense, Edvinsson, Jones, Wild, Makar, Beliveau, Hollowell. The goaltenders, Isaiah Saville, who won Game 7 to get us here in double overtime, takes on Colton Point. As we split the season series, let's see how this goes. It's Game 1 in Tampa. Can the Kraken get it done is the question. Power play chance goes to waste, and they get the opening goal, Samu Salminen. Or Salminen, perhaps. Regardless, the opening goal for Tampa. And we get it right back. Marco Rossi on the assist. Or Marco Rossi on the goal. Bodie Wild on the assist. It's not too bad. And Cale Makar makes it 2-1 off an unassisted goal. Aturatu makes it 3-1. 2 quick goals. 3 unanswered and a 3-1 lead heading into the second period. Let's get this going. Halfway through the third, Victor Hedman scores. No real surprise there. Olofsson and Point on the assists. It's now a 1-goal game yet again. And Braden Point is out. A hand laceration. Braden Point is out of this game. Doesn't stop them at all. Yanni Gord ties it at 3 apiece. And that'll bring us to the end of the second. An 8:50 for Saville and 8:33 for Colton Point. We're tied at 3. Who's going to break for that 4th time? Who is the winner going to? The answer will be discovered in overtime. Game 1 goes to OT. The OT challenge, I mean, our best player so far in this game has been Patrick Laine, a 96 offensive game rating. I think it has to be Laine. And for them, it looks like it's going to be Victor Olofsson. 2 best players going head-to-head. Here we go. OT in Game 1 of the Cup final. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Will we have to wait until double overtime? Yes, we will. Double overtime in Game 7 of the Western Conference Final. Double overtime in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. We cannot avoid overtime situations. Double OT. Who's it gonna be? The answer is Tampa. The Lightning win it. A 3-1 lead gets away from us. Mikhail Sergachev took a penalty in OT1 and it didn't matter. Andrew Lacroix is the hero. I don't know who that is. We wasted 2 100 offensive game ratings from Laine and Pelletier. Kasper Simon-Taval was abysmal in the offensive zone, but defensively, we just blew it. Incredible game for Kucherov, especially for Victor Hedman offensively. We outshot him 49-33, but Isaiah Saville with an 8.79 let us down as Colton Point battled back to a 9.39. We had 6 power play opportunities, only scored twice. We threw this game away. That is the only way to look at it. We absolutely threw this game away. We won every category except for goals. Tampa takes Game 1. As we get our updated scouting list again, Christian Buchberger is still projected to be the highest rated player fresh out of the draft. Doesn't mean he's the highest potential player in the world. We got almost everybody scouted here. Jan Goots, we got to take a look at, and Maciej Nedved. Take a look at him as well. That is an incredibly disappointing result. No way to put it other than that. So we'll be heading into June. Again, Tampa knocked off Washington en route to get here as well. Last year's Cup champs. I think 2-time champs now in the sim. That's a really tough pill to swallow. We got our development report here. A +2 for Nikita Trepko. And that is about it. Brad Hunt, Linus Holtstrom, and William Karlsson regressing. Game 2 against Tampa. Changes to the Lions. It's now going to be Ratu, Rossi, Laine, Master, Simone, Nemesnikov, Rosen, Zegras, Karlsson, and Quinn. Pelletier, after an amazing offensive game, gets dropped to the 4th line with Stranges and Simon-Taval. The defense stays just about the same, I do believe. For Tampa, it's Olofsson, Stamkos, Kucherov, Duclair, White, Wilson, Gord, Benson, Nieto, Lacroix, Salminen, and Hutanen. Defense, Sergachev, Foot, Hedman, Nikishin, McIsaac, and Kuznetsov. The goaltenders, Isaiah Saville and Colton Point. Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final is underway, and Cale Makar scores under a minute and a half into it. Stranges on the assist, so Cale Makar continuing to deliver. See how the rest of this first period goes. Braden Point is out. Now Victor Olofsson is out. Takes a nasty bump to the tailbone, resulting in a coccyx bruise. A coccyx bruise. We are running out of excuses. Two of their top players are out. Jakob Pelletier scores. It's now 2-0 Seattle. As we go into the second period now. Marco Rossi makes it 3. Quinn and Zegras on the assists. We blew a 2-goal lead in the last one, but we enter the third period with a 3-goal lead here in Game 2 of the Cup Final. Tampa taking Game 1 in double overtime. Robert Mastrosimone makes it 4. Rosen and Edvinsson on the assist. Anthony Duclair breaks the shutout with 2:22 to go. But that'll do it. 4-1 the final score. A convincing win for the Kraken. We outshot them 33-19. Tremendous job there. Physicality was close. The giveaway takeaways were kind of close. And the face-offs dead even. Tremendous game from Hultstrom and Isaac Rosen as well. Ratu and Makar doing some work, and defensively Marco Rossi had a pretty damn good game. Victor Hedman was bang average. Their best player was Anthony Duclair. A 9.47 for Saville, stopping 18 of 19. Point allowing 4 on 33 shots. We have tied this up. We have a win in the Stanley Cup Final. But before we get to that next game, first and foremost, our head scout has his draft evaluation. And again, he hasn't really steered us wrong, so he does have Umit Erdogan at the top. We'll see what happens there. But then, chat, we get to the Hall of Fame vote. And this is a tough one for you. We will straw poll it. So your options to vote on for the Hall of Fame: Boris Mikhailov, member of the USSR Dynamo; Marko Tulola, Jan Latvala; Jaromir Jagr for the first time; Joe Thornton for the first time; Zdeno Chara; Patrick Marleau. Of course, Marian Hossa should already be in, but he's eligible here; Ray Whitney; Pat Verbeek; Teppo Numminen; Glenn Wesley; Daniel Sedin; Henrik, of course, already in; Steve Larmer; Bobby Smith; Patrick Eliash; Doug Waite; and for the first time, Henrik Lundqvist is on the ballot. He was our nomination. Again, it is a multiple choice straw poll that has been dropped in chat. And the big question is, who will it be out of these players? And I know my vote. Lundqvist is in. Chara, Jagr, and Thornton. That's my vote. We'll see what you guys think from there, though, and some similar votes so far, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Say hi to Deke Slayer in the background. Tried to drag it from one monitor to the other. We'll see who it is. Shout out to the one person so far who's voted for Teppo Numminen. Respect. Daniel Sedin right now has one more vote than Zdeno Chara, and as it stands, would be in. So this is going to be very interesting. It is 1:53 right now. And now it's officially 1:54. 30-second warning here. 30-second warning. If you haven't voted, make sure to vote. In 25 seconds, we close it down, and we will vote for the 4 that we have nominated. And Boris Mikhailov sitting in there at 81 years old. Still waiting for that opportunity. And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's it gonna be? Our 4 nominees: Jagr, Lundqvist, Thornton, and Chara. The deal is done. Jagr, Thornton, Chara, and Lundqvist. You guys voted alongside with me, and I like to see it. Those are our 4 nominees as we get ready for Game 3. Before we do that, clearly, we have to take a look at the Tampa injury report. Braden Point out for 1 to 2 weeks with a hand laceration. They also have Johnny Gaudreau, who is injured, torn triceps. So Johnny Gaudreau was also on this Tampa lineup, but he's out. Was injured at the beginning of the playoffs, though. So that's huge. Olofsson is back, but Braden Point should still be out, and they don't have Johnny Gaudreau either. It's Game 3 in Seattle, the first ever Cup final match in Seattle. And our lines are as followed: Pelletier, Rossi, Laine, so we continue to mix things up. Ratu, Nemesnikov, Rosen, Master, Simone, Carlson, Quinn, Stranges, Zegras, Simon, Tyval. The defense changes a little bit as well. It's Edvinson, Jones, Beliveau, Makar, Wild, and Hollowell. Tampa, we have Duclair, Stamkos, Kucherov, Lacroix, White, and Wilson. Salminen, Benson, Nieto, Gord, Hutanen, and Co. So Victor Olofsson's actually still out. They just didn't put him on IR. No Braden Point, no Johnny Gaudreau, no Victor Olofsson. No excuses for Seattle. It will be Point and Saville. Game 3 underway. Series tied at 1 apiece. See where the opening goal happens to go here. Will we get it in the first period? We will not, as we outshot them 7-6 in that period. Second period underway. 5 minutes gone, and Tom Wilson, of all people, gets the opening goal of Game 3 about halfway through the second, but Patrick Laine is able to tie it. Ratu and Master Simone on the assist. We continue on. Bodie Wild scores. 2-1 Seattle. And that brings us to the third period. What the hell do we do if we actually win the Cup? Do we possibly keep going? I don't even know. Third period underway. We still got a long way to go. Isaac Rosen makes it 3-1. Tyler Benson gets one back. 3-2 halfway through the third period of Game 3. Bodie Wild seals the deal. 4-2 final. The Seattle Kraken have a 2-1 series lead in the Stanley Cup final. Bodie Wild with 2 goals was the first star. We outshot them 34-17. Stupendous game from Patrick Laine, and especially offensively from Mr. Rosen. Only one player in the Reddit was Edvinson. Offensively, only an .882 save percentage for Saville. But we got the job done. 2-1 lead for the Kraken. I said if we were done, I said if we win, we'd have to start over. The problem is I don't want to start over. I like this team. Marco Rossi listed as day-to-day. We'll see if we get him in the lineup here for Game 4. No other changes aside from that. Never mind. Rossi's down and out. Marco Rossi can't play. Pulled an abdominal muscle. Marco Rossi is out. Chat, we have an option. Now, Dylan Genther struggled at the NHL level, 3 points in 13 games, but was a point per game in the AHL. In Grey Valley, I'll say this in response to, oh, would you start a new one again with FHM? Any game. If we have a long-term series, it's better to take a break than to immediately start a new one, because all you're going to do is compare what we just finished, what we are starting to what we just finished. So if we win the Cup, we're going to give FHM 7 a little bit of a break. Go to something else. Maybe again, we revisit MLB The Show for a little bit, not for too long because the new one's coming out soon. NCAA 13 is an option. Obviously, we could go back to NBA with the WNBA. But again, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Our options in this game are Dylan Genther, Matthew Savoy, who was okay offensively but really struggled defensively, or we go for somebody like Ross Johnston and just get a physical force into the lineup. I think it comes down to Savoy or Johnston. Furman we could, but I love historical challenges, but to be honest, I burn out on them too quickly. I burn out on them way too quickly because it's the same thing every time. Just stack the team. This was at least, different enough. I mean, Johnston does exactly what you would expect. He just hits people. He's good at screening people as well. Or at screening goaltenders. And then Matthew Savoy, obviously the more offensive force. Probably wouldn't expect good defense out of him anyway. He's okay. At least with the defensive read, the stick checking is not amazing. I think we call Matthew Savoy back up. we give him an incredible opportunity. It's game 4 against the Lightning. The lineups are as followed. Pelletier, Nemesnikov, Laine. Ratu, Savoy, Rosen. Huge chance for Matthew Savoy here. Mastra, Simone with Carlson and Quinn. Stranges, Zegras, Simon Tyval. The defense, Edvinson Jones, Beliveau, Makar, Wild, and Hollowell. For Tampa, it's Duclair, Stamkos, Kucherov. Olofsson is back with White and Wilson. Gord, Benson, Nieto, Lacroix, Salminen, Tannen. That defense stays the same. Game 4, Point and Saville. Still no Hugo Alnefelt. Jeff Halpern's squad, former Lightning player, now head coach. Game 4 is underway, and Nikita Kucherov scores 59 seconds into the play. And a great start for Tampa. We're trying to avoid falling down 3-1. Patrick Laine scores again. Jones and Mastra Simone on the assist. We're tied at 1. And that brings us to the end of the first. Second period. Next goal is oh so important here. Will we see it in the second? The answer is no. We go to the third. Next goal is massive. We've had power play chances that we've wasted, and Andrew Lacroix. LaCroix, sparkling water. 2-1 Tampa. Will that do it? Yes, it will. 2-1 is your final score. 2-2 is where this series stands. Through 4 games, we outshot them 30-29. That was about it. Playing from behind the whole way through. Amply not enough money to be made. That'd be why we don't see NHL teams against European teams. Drastic differences between that, between hockey and soccer. Sergachev was amazing in that game. Also, the hockey's drastically different in terms of the size of the sport. Brutal game for Edmondson. Brutal game for Pelletier. Saville did post a 931, but the offense just wasn't there. Matthew Savoy wasn't out of place. We are tied at 2 apiece. The AHL MVP is Brett Harrison of the Manitoba Moose. Jeremy Helvig won playoff MVP. He also won goalie of the year. Top defenseman was Scott Perunovich. Fair enough. AHL All-Stars. We had nobody there, nor did we have anybody in the all-rookie team. We get ready for Game 5. You know what I'm going to do, to be honest? I'm going to call up Ross Johnston as well. And I will give the option. I will give the option to Mr. Gallant. I think I can send down Magnus here without having to worry about waivers. I'm going to leave it up to Gallant. Honestly, I don't know if I could also call up Mastro Domenico. But we are going to leave it up to Gerard Gallant, who plays here. The lineups are as followed. Pelletier, Nemesnikov, Laine, Ratu, Savoy, Rosen, Mastra, Simone, Carlson, Quinn. Dylan Genther is in on the 4th line with Trevor Zegras and Casper Simon Tyval. The defense is Edvinson Jones, Beliveau, Makar, Hollowell, and Mastro Domenico. We're going to leave it up to our coach to play the players he sees fit. Tampa looks like this. Olofsson, Stamkos, Kucherov, Duclair, White, Wilson, Gord, Benson, Nieto, Lacroix, Salminen, Tannen. It's basically the same thing for Tampa. Game 5. Saville and Point. Here we go. 2-2 series. And the first period goes by without a major incident. Second period. Steven Stamkos gets the opening goal. Not what we were looking for. Did we count our chickens before they hatched? Victor Olofsson makes it 2. And the Lightning are 20 minutes away from having a chance to win the Cup in Game 6 back in Seattle, but Seth Jones gets one back. Mastra, Simone, and Ratu on the assist. We have a shot. Come on. Come on, somebody step up, somebody step up, somebody step up. That's it. Back-to-back 2-1 wins for the Lightning. And now a 3-2 series lead. We have to win 2 in a row to walk home with the cup. Seth Jones' goal late was just not enough. Brutal defensive performance from Edmondson. Jack Quinn was awful offensively. Honestly, it was just an incredible game from Olofsson and Kucherov. 9:33 for Saville. We can't blame him. But after outshooting the Lightning in the first period 7-5, we got outshot 11-8 and then 14-7. It comes down to this. We thought we might have a shot at winning. We were up 2-0. But maybe not to be. To take a look at the team. I mean, again, I don't think you can go wrong with either goaltender. I think the big question here is defense. Holtstrom has been abysmal when he's played, as has Hollowell and Bodie Wild, despite the fact that Bodie Wild can at least put up some points. Yeah, Holtstrom and Hollowell have been abysmal. Bodie Wild's right on the fringe. I mean, you look at the difference there in shots. Like, oh yeah, Holtstrom, 39 shots for, 45 against. So Wild, Hollowell, Holtstrom. That's regular season. Fuck. Hold on. Double check it. Okay, so yeah, Holtstrom still sucks. Mastro Domenico was not an improvement in any way. Hollowell's really struggled. Hollowell's been about even in terms of the shots. Beliveau hasn't been amazing. Wild's been decent. Okay, I think we have our 6. Holtstrom and Mastro Domenico. It didn't work, buddy. It didn't work. Those are our 6. I mean, the Corsi and Fenwick relative for Hollowell aren't great, but you look at the shots for per 60 shots against, it's at least about even. Beliveau, we know can at least put up some points to equal it out. The problem is, instead of Hollowell, I mean, we'd be looking at like Ethan Del Mastro at this point, because again, we sold our top 2 goaltenders and 3 of our top 6. Yet we've still made the cup final. The only other option would be giving like Brad Hunt a chance if we were to send down Hollowell. Hollowell does have 9 points in 22 games as a defenseman, so we can forgive it. Well, let's look at the forwards here. Who's done well enough? We got to go with our best bets here. I mean, Corsi relative, I mean, Jesus Christ, Genther was incredible in that first game. Dude, Dylan Genther per 60 is on pace after 1 game for 28 shots for, 5 against. That's ridiculous. Again, incredibly small sample size, though. There's nobody that gets decimated in terms of the shots. The only concern is William Karlsson. And even then, it's only a 3-point difference. William Karlsson's our only player of concern. 13 points in 22 games, though. I think we can safely say that Ross Johnston, AJ, in terms of the random question of history, Alexander Jan Blachowicz, I'd predict Izzy to win. I kind of want Blachowicz to win because it's hilarious. I mean, Karlsson does have the 13 points. The game rating is not amazing. He hasn't been amazing on the draws, but he's averaging 12 minutes a time. We're going to go for it. We have our team. Pettersson's not healthy. Game 6 against the Lightning, all or nothing. Pelletier, Nemesnikov, Laine, Master, Simone, Savoy, Rosen, Ratu, Karlsson, Genther, Stranges, Zegras, Simon, all. The defense is Edmondson, Jones, Beliveau, Makar, Wild, and Hollowell. Tampa has Olofsson, Stamkos, Kucherov, Duclair, White, Wilson, Gord, Salminen, Nieto, Lacroix, Vatanen, and Brandon Coe. I think it's Brandon, might be Braden. The defense, Sergachev, Foot, Hedman, Nikishin, Ulevi, and McIsaac. Saville v. Point. Game 6 of the Cup final. Can we force Game 7? If the Lightning score first, we're in a lot of trouble. If the last few games are anything to go off of, our power play's been pretty abysmal too. A scoreless first period where we outshot them 12-3. Second period of Tampa gets the first goal. We're in a boatload of trouble here. Isaac Rosen gets that first goal. Jones and Savoy on the assist. Let's keep going here. Can we add to it? The Kraken carry a 1-0 lead heading into the third period, outshooting our opponents 26-9. Can we do it? Can we get that insurance goal? Robert Mastrosimone. Up by 2. Nikishin gets one back for the Lightning. Simon Tyval gets it back. 3-1. Mastrosimone makes it 4. The Seattle Kraken have forced Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final. We outshot them 44-19 and win it 4-1. Game 7 in Tampa coming up. Matthew Savoy, our best all-around player. Mastrosimone, Pelletier, and Jones, our best offensive players. Beliveau and Rosen really struggled defensively. 9:47 for Saville. We went to Game 7 in the conference final. We go to Game 7 in the Cup final. I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do if we win it here. I genuinely don't. If we do another season, if we say, hey, let me take a break from other games, just edit the hell out of NHL rosters to get NHL 21 to where I need it to be, or if we start something new directly after this, I don't know. But it's time. It is time. Game 7. We beat St. Louis. We swept them. We beat the Kings in 6 and survived Vegas in 7. We have handed Tampa as many losses in this series as they had had up to this stage of the playoffs, when they made it past the Rangers, Panthers, and Caps. And we are going to have to do it without Jakob Pelletier, Marco Rossi, and Jack Quinn. We have fallen apart at the finish line. No Pedersen. No Pelletier. No Rossi. No Quinn. Fuck. The defense is still okay. Okay. We have to get this right. Carl Sterner, 20 years old, 43 points in 54 games as an AHL rookie. Certainly provides an offensive touch. Certainly provides an offensive touch, is best as a perimeter shooter or a sniper. Ross Johnston, we already know. Physical, physical, physical. The 32-year-old veteran. Ridley Gregg. A little bit more well-rounded. Good screen, good checker, pretty good grinder, really. So we know, we're going to go to yield document here. Of course, that's from when we were editing Detroit. So we know the more offensive options are Sterner. The more defensive slash physical options, we'll see. Physical, I think we have to go with Johnston or Gregg as physical options. Martin Chromiak. Certainly more of an offensive option. I don't know. But the big attribute here might be bravery, might be determination. I don't know if I trust Chromiak. The professionalism would help a lot too. The defense is set. We just need forwards. Miroshnichenko managed to jump up to 2 stars. He's so weak defensively. I don't think I could trust him offensively over Sterner. Jan Mizak, also 2 stars. A little bit more well-rounded with an offensive touch. I think I still trust Sterner over him. Samu Tuamala's 1.5 star. Brett Wally's a star. So 3-star Matthew Poitras. 43 games for the Pigeons this year. Good at getting open, good checking ratings, just pretty well-rounded from there. Listed as a 16 as a power forward or as a grinder. This dude could be an option. I can't believe these injuries. Luke McNamara, also 3 stars. Well, if we want an offensive option, it's Luke McNamara. Holy shit. He has 20 shooting accuracy. 21 years old. He immediately goes to the top of the offensive options. It looks like Luke McNamara is getting a chance. Good skating as well. Holy shit. 54 points in 62 games with the Pigeons. Johan Lundgren, 2.5 stars. 20 puck handling. Well-rounded defensively. I think Luke McNamara and Johan Lundgren are slam dunks here. I think they have to be. McNamara for the offense, Lundgren for the everything. He really doesn't have a weakness. What about Brad Norman? Brad Norman for the more offensive options is right up there with Carl Sterner, if not better, because of the passing. I think Brad Norman right now is our best offensive option. And Ross Johnston is our best physical option. What about Dominic Peter, who's 2.5 star? Dominic Peter's a really good offensive option and has a good amount of speed with him, too. Oh, I don't want to see Olli Levy. I think I like Dominic Peter more than Norman. He's at least more well-rounded. They're both great options. Fuck. I mean, I wish we didn't even have to look at this situation. Paul Ludwinski is 2.5 stars as well because we have that much depth. Good player, to quote a horrible person, but not what we're looking for. Macklin Celebrini as well. Good at screening, good on the draws, good bravery. Great grinder. I think I'd go with Johnston over him, though. And then Trevor Wong is only 1.5 stars. Then we get to our final 2 options. Mika Rosenberg. Really good as well. Mika Rosenberg is a 2-way player, might be the guy. Good skater, good defensively. And then Alex Chernik. Good offensively, but not as good. The final 4 players it comes down to are Norman, Peter, Rosenberg, or Johnston. How many can I call up? Let's say we call up Rosenberg. I can't call up Dominic Peter. He's out on loan. He's unavailable. Can I call up Brad Norman? Yes, I can. And I'll call up Ross Johnston as well. We will give as many options to our coach, Gerard Gallant, as we can. And this is what he's going with. It is Ratu Nemesnikov Line, Mastra Simone Savoy Rosen, Zegras Carlson Genther, Stranges, Brad Norman, and Kasper Simon Taival. So Norman slots in. That is his choice. He's gonna go with Brad Norman. Defensively, Edvinson Jones, Beliveau Makar, Wild, and Hollowell. He chooses Brad Norman. Tampa has Olofsson, Stamkos, Kucherov, Duclair, White, Wilson, Gord, Salminen, Nieto, Lacroix, Hutan, and Co. And the defense is the same it's been all series long. Saville v. Point, an incredibly close matchup. Game 7. Will that do it for FHM for a little bit at least? Or will Tampa force us into another season? First period. And the opening goal for Matthew Savoy. Simon Taival and Jones on the assist. Savoy was only called up due to injuries. What a goal, 5:05 into the first. Matthew Savoy. 40 seconds later, 2-0 Seattle. We march on. Ratu. 3-0 Seattle. Under 13 minutes into it. Mac Hollowell, assisted by Brad Norman. It's 4-0 at the end of the first period. Oh my God. 23 shots to 5. Alnefelt is in for Point. Second period of Game 7, the Stanley Cup Final. Sergachev gets one back on the board. It's 4-1. A Leafs fan's favorite scoreline. Without 4 of our forwards, Patrick Laine makes it 5. Without 4 of our forwards, we sold 3 defensemen and 2 goaltenders. It's 5-1. Lacroix gets it back. It's 5-2. Savoy with the hat trick. 6-2. Heading into the third period, Matthew Savoy has a hat trick in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. 20 minutes away. 5 gone. 10 gone. Dylan Genther makes it 7. The Seattle Kraken are Stanley Cup champions. From Cup favorites to sellers at the deadline to the 8th seed to the mountaintop, Gerard Gallant returns to Seattle after being fired just 1 season in because he didn't play Andrei Vasilevsky, who we cheesed away from Tampa in the playoffs. The Seattle Kraken have won the Stanley Cup in the most impossible way. A hat trick from Matthew Savoy with 4 other goal scorers. And the Seattle Kraken are champions. J Squared dropping the bits. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And there. Let me see it. Let me see NHL standings, league home. There it is. There it is, right there. Champion Seattle Kraken. Absolutely unbelievable. Eat your heart out, St. Louis. We learned Anders Lee, Nolan Patrick, and Mikhail Sergachev will not be returning to their teams. Two goaltenders sold, 3 defensemen, 4 of our best players on the injury list. And we survived it. Jack Quinn has fucking vertigo, for God's sakes. And somehow, some way, we survived this. I cannot believe it. Of course, we can't see the stats for the others right now, but Patrick Laine, 28 points, 19 goals in 24 games. Ratu, for as much as everyone was saying, get rid of him, we stuck with him, and for good reason. Of course, I was on board with getting rid of him too. I say to everyone, Master Samoma, 21 for Jones and Makar. What a pickup Seth Jones was, Jesus. Isaac Rosen with 18. Mac Hollowell, of all people, 13 points. William Karlsson, been here almost since day one. Matthew Savoy, 5 points in 4 games because of that hat trick. Brad Norman has scored in his only NHL game. And in the playoffs, a .920 save percentage for Saville. He took over for Zachary Bouthelier and made no mistake with it. That is one of the craziest turn of events I have ever seen, as Connor McDavid might be a free agent. That is one of the craziest turn of events I have ever seen. And somehow, some way, Seattle are champions, and it really forces the issue on what the hell we're gonna do. So like I said, winning the cup was the goal. We might go for one more season, maybe not. I mean, the problem is, right, we just know year in and year out now, this team is going to be stacked. This team is going to be disgusting. Because I have that foundation in place where, again, we had no rules. It was just make as good of a roster as you can. And yeah, I mean, obviously I built a fucking well-oiled machine here that's not going to run out of steam anytime soon. I think at least, because I don't want to switch back to NHL 21 for the night, we go through the draft. And we see what happens. Let's see how ridiculous we can make this team, and then figure it out from there. If I'm if I'm enticed enough. If I'm enticed enough to see what happens from there. Plus, I want to see who makes the Hall of Fame, so we'll see what happens here. I need to stop the sim. Thank you. As Ottawa trades Nolan Patrick to New Jersey. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. So we get our free agency preview. Connor McDavid is likely to be on the open market, as is Connor Hellebuck and Mr. Landeskog. Do Not Disturb has been off for a little bit. We're good. So Connor McDavid, confirmed, at least as of the moment, to be going to free agency. We have money to work with. We'll see how that goes. I do need to look at my unsigned prospects, because we do need to sign Simon Forsmark. We'll just meet his demand and offer him that. We also want to look to bring in Demidov, who has been pretty sweet. And of course, Connor Bedard, 4.5 star, or 3.5 star, 5-star potential, is joining this team next year, who we acquired from Nashville for Spencer Knight. The awards ceremony, McDavid won the Ted Lindsay, the Art Ross to Draisaitl, as well as the Rocket Richard. See the awards there. So our first award here of the 2025-2026 season goes to Leon Draisaitl, who wins the Hart with a 111-point season, which is just nuts. Just ridiculous. Second award, the Conn Smythe, Seth Jones. I don't know how it wasn't line A, but Seth frickin' Jones picked him up just before the deadline. Incredible from Seth Jones. That's why we picked him up. He is ungodly. What a player. And he's a Conn Smythe winner. Calder Trophy goes to Cole Iserman, who had 52 points in a full season. The Norris goes to Miro Heiskanen, 62 points in the 78-game season in Dallas. The Selke goes to Brett Howden of the New York Rangers. The Vezina to Olaf Lindbaum of the New York Rangers as well. 922 save percentage. Executive of the Year was Stan Bowman in Chicago. Was he really? And the Jack Adams goes to Dan Bilesma in Dallas. The awards are done. The awards are done. We need to stop this sim immediately. Thank you very, very much. God damn. Forsmark nor Demidov signed yet. We go to June 30th. We get our upgrade. One championship? Yes, we did. A 39 grade on the season. Again, just max out that negotiating skill, baby. Player management as well. We got our final scouting update. We'll just stick with it. Pedersen's nearly back. So we go to July 1st. We go to July 1st with this team. Is Connor McDavid at play here? Is the question. Because if he is, I think we have to make a move. And if we can get Connor McDavid, then I think it kind of guarantees that we're going to do at least one more season, because why the hell not? Has it been confirmed that he is there? Come on. Of course, a lot of information has to load here. I am right on the line of another season versus just leave it be as champions. But this team might just be too crazy to ignore, because we're going to be even better next year. And imagine we add Connor Bedard and then get to bring in Connor McDavid. It's going to cost us like another $13 million. We'd probably have to shed some of the dudes that just got new contracts, but we could easily make it happen. But you could stop as a double champion. Fair. Fair. The county fair. The Ren Fair. Fair. Alright, so here we go. All the news. Anze Kopitar retires at 38 and has his number retired by the Kings. Chris Letang retires, as does Alex Ovechkin, who has his number retired by the Caps. Anze Kopitar finishes his career with nearly 1,200 points. He was 4 short, which is crazy. Alex Ovechkin as well finishes his career with 840 goals, 1,500 points, so he fell short of the record because, again, after that second season in New Jersey, he also missed time due to injury in 2021. So close, but he didn't get there. Max Pacioretty, Jonathan Quick will have his number retired by the Kings. Steven Stamkos retires off the back of a cup final loss. Has his number retired. Shea Weber retires. Matthias Ekholm, Andre Palat, Oli Mata, Kevin Hayes, Oliver Bjorkstrand, Sammy Vatanen, Johan Larsson, Jacob De La Rose, Anders Lee, Andreas Janssen, Joel Shellman. Tell me if there's any numbers you want to see, by the way, aside from Ovi. Hayden Fleury, Clark Bishop, Alexis Sorella. Oscar Lindblom retires. We get our development report. William Karlsson dropped by a little bit. Scott Pellerin, head coach of the Leafs, was fired. Is replaced by Andre Belokin. He's a bird. DJ Smith has been brought back as the head coach of Ottawa. Jeff Halpern fired after a cup final loss. He is replaced by Dan Heinote. Jamie Langenbrunner fired by Minnesota, replaced by Angel Pueblo. Sergei Bobrovsky retires. Jacob Markstrom, Tyler Myers, Tyson Barrie. Darcy Kemper. Frederick Anderson. We also saw Pavel Bogdanov retire. I don't even know who the fuck that is. Dave Riddick also retires. Asking numbers for Chris Letang, who finished his career in Philadelphia. The 39-year-old finished with 728 points in 1,181 games. Furman wants to see Tyson Barrie's team history as well. Retired on Winnipeg at just 34 years old. So he jumped around a lot. 1 season in Edmonton, 3 seasons in Detroit, goes to Dallas, and then Winnipeg. Tyson Barrie bounced around quite a bit by the end of his career. And again, some of these other moves as well. Scott Gomez is the new head coach of the Florida Panthers. Stan Kroenke, rotten hell, is going to sell Colorado. Ted Leonsis going to sell the Caps. Let's see, Dom Waddell retires as GM of the Hurricanes. He's replaced by Dave Hunter. Paul Fenton as a scout retires. A couple of other moves as well. Nothing overly noteworthy. That brings us to free agency. Connor McDavid is a free agent. We have just under $9 million in cap space. He wants $14 million a season. But Connor McDavid, as well as Luke Hughes, free agents. We would have to make some moves to get McDavid. Which means probably trying to buy out the last year of William Karlsson's deal. Marco Rossi might have to go. I'm going to try to keep Makar and Jones. We'd have to try to find a way to get William Karlsson off of this roster. But you look at these guys here, I think Jack Quinn with the injury troubles. I think Jack Quinn's got to go. Marco Rossi probably has to go. And then I don't know if we could get rid of William Karlsson. He'd probably still deny a trade. That he would. Can't send him through waivers. Let's buy out William Karlsson and try to push this deal through. We have to go for McDavid, right? We have to go for McDavid. We have to. We're not done with Seattle just yet. We won the Stanley Cup, but we're coming back for another season. Clearly. Clearly. At least one more season has to happen. Really quickly, if we look at the standings, I can't see the standings from last year, but I remember like Vancouver, Winnipeg, they weren't that good. I mean, Pettersson's making 13. And just to move the webcam over so you can see the full money totals here. I'm going to have to buy out Carlson. But again, I think Marco Rossi has to go. Just a 22-point season in the playoffs. He did put up 14 points in 20 games. But I just can't help but think that Rossi's kind of the guy to get rid of. Good speed, good offensively, but... I mean, man, you pick up Connor McDavid. And then Jack Quinn, the big concern for him. He's not necessarily injury prone, but he has really struggled to stay healthy. I don't think there are going to be any objections that we have it be Rossi and Quinn as the first two. Now, the Ducks can't add that much salary, apparently. I do need to find... let's go to salary obligations here. Unfortunately, I can't look at other teams. No, I can. Never mind. That's right. This is from here. So the Blues right now... What, 11 million in cap space? Yeah, 11 million in cap space for the Blues. About 26. Tampa has a shitload of cap space after some of their big player retirements and Mikhail Sergachev is leaving. I think we try to make this deal with Tampa. I think they're going to, you know, be a little bit desperate here to restock the cupboards. They have Hugo Alnefelt, but obviously we don't really want to take on any cap. They have a 23-year-old goalie who's not that good. I would take on the rights to just some random scrub. Let's go for this random Kazakhstani defenseman. And we'll try to stock this up with draft picks instead. So the first rounder's likely. 2 first rounders still likely. All right, Tampa, I was right. 3 first round picks. Now, I could wait, or I could just force it through because, let's be honest, time's of the essence, and the scout appraisal's normally correct. We are going to send Marco Rossi and Jack Quinn to the Tampa Bay Lightning for their next 3 first-round picks. That is a done deal. Send them a late-round pick. Nah. It's consolation. Eh. From there... as you know, our fearless leader, the owner of this team, is the second richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos. Now, the thing about Jeff Bezos is that if anybody had the money to say to William Karlsson, hey, we'll slip you a little bit if you agree to waive that no movement clause, if anybody had that money, it would be Jeff Bezos. So let's just say that Jeff Bezos, you know, has really done William Karlsson a favor. And as a result, William Karlsson is going to be doing us a favor by leaving this team as a Stanley Cup champion, a tremendous player for us. We love him. But at 33 years old, I think it's time to go. So whatever we can get, not named Josh Anderson, or Evgeny Malkin, or Alex Galchenyuk, or Zach Hyman, a second-round pick for... Are you fucking serious? They'll give us a second-round pick? Are you fucking stupid? A second-round pick for William Karlsson. Who says no? Or this garbage prospect. A third-rounder? You think that's the going rate for someone like William Karlsson? Who set for life thanks to Amazon money, William Karlsson? Let's accept the deal with Philly. William Karlsson, thank you for so generously. Warrior, thank you for the gift of sub. William Karlsson so generously, for unforeseen circumstances, willing to agree to waive that no-trade clause. He is out the door, which means the Seattle Kraken now have $21 million in cap space. And we get to talk to Connor McDavid. Look at these fucking attributes. Holy shit. So for those who don't know, a 20 is the best, and it's kind of rare to see 20s. 29-year-old Connor McDavid. Holy shit. Now, really quickly, before we do what we all know I'm going to do, we're not going to go after RFAs, because obviously I've moved a lot of draft picks. So we look at the... Well, actually, hold on. Let's add RFAs. We look at the goaltending that's out there. Obviously, we would not spend the big money on Binnington, Jari, Saros. It's completely unnecessary. And I'm sure they're all looking for big money. Yeah, Benner wants 7. Tristan Jari wants 7. Peter Kochetkov wants 4. There's just no way. Hello, Frank. It is good to see you. UC Saros wants 7. There is this random dude named Claudio Ardolini. But obviously, like, you know, we just signed him for the sake of the potential. And then try to abuse it. So, actually, here, let me, bump those up. Okay, so let's see if we can sign Ardolini. And then, honestly, there's nobody else that we need. We have Bouthelier, we have Saville. Why go with anybody else who's going to cost even more? There's no reason. Outside of being like, Jeremy Swayman's my dude. But he wants $3 million. So our goaltending is set. Not to mention we have Krona, and we'll probably sign Lunacharski this year. So I think we're set in that regard. We need to randomly shop Edouard Gravel as well. And actually, now that we're here, let's just go ahead and say that we are going to sign Maxim Lunacharski. Forrest Mark never signed, nor did Demidov, which is a little bit disappointing. And we have the offer out for him. We're never signing that dude. I have the offer out to Demidov. Or do I? I do. We need to make sure that we sign Connor Bedard to his ELC, which is a joke. Nikita Trutko is also looking pretty sick. We're going to sign him. And Braden Dubé as well is on this team. What a joke. Okay, so in theory, that brings us up to 47. If everybody signs. In theory. Let me just check the defense really quickly. Just to see who's out there. You do have 2 younger options for Breezy and Molendyke. And of course Luke Hughes is there as well. He wants absolutely nothing. Let's throw our name into the hat for Luke Hughes, who just refused to agree to terms with anybody else. I don't know if he'll like the idea of blue chip prospect. But, yeah, let's throw our name into the hat here for Luke Hughes. I'm going to say full no movement clause if we can get him onto the team. That'll bring us up to 48. And then obviously I think we send out offers for Molendyke and Fabrizi. And don't go for any of the big name players. So, Matteo Fabrizi. Just go ahead and offer him the max. And then Molendyke as well. Let's just go ahead and offer you the max as well. That would bring us up to 50 contracts. Obviously, I got some people I can get rid of. And then the other wingers, aside from McDavid, in terms of potential, we'll be looking at Kalen Lind or Miller. And then obviously nobody else hits Landeskog territory. So really quickly, let me go back here. Let's lapse player rights on this guy. that we just randomly picked up. Does that drop us back down to 49? No, so we're still at 50. Furman, I'm not sure. It's a little bit of an issue, let's be honest. Our team wouldn't be this stacked. So from here, Charles-Edouard Gravel is never going to develop. Let's just see if we can shop him. Open up a roster spot really quickly by moving on from him. Obviously, we are looking for a draft pick. I do not expect anybody actually worth it. Poplinski? Sorry. I'd play the clip. 3rd round pick from Washington is exactly what we're looking for. So done deal there to get rid of Gravel. That opens up a roster spot. And Trevor Wong as well, much to AJ's delight. We'll shop him as well to get him off the roster and make sure that we are good to go. Again, I only really care about draft picks as we are looking to free up a roster spot. Taylor Hall, no thank you. Mocha Madulin, can't get him either. Come on. Someone's got to be offering just a draft pick, right? Well, that was a gigantic waste of time. All right, trade offer. Tampa, let's talk, because Jesus Christ, we've done enough business together. Honestly, at this stage, Antonio Stranges was shit. He can go. Ross Johnston can go. Del Mastro can go. Trevor Wong can also be on the way outs. And I think we're okay from there. Let's see if I can move all of these guys over to Tampa as well, now that we've taken all of their 1st round picks. All right, so 2 seconds and a third for Stranges, Johnston, Del Mastro, and Wong. We'll get that trade through as well. Leaves us with plenty of roster spots now, as I just give the ultimate fuck you to Tampa. Connor McDavid. We will meet your demand on a 6-year deal. This will bring him to 35. It's a 6-year deal, no movement clause, franchise player, and we are going to go up to 15, if not 15 and a half. 15 million a season, Connor. 15, Furman, yeah, I'd say so. Once we're done with this run, we'll give him a little bit of time to work on some stuff, and we'll be back. We will ask for McDavid's response, 15 million. We'll go 15-2, even better. The offer is out for Connor McDavid, along with a lot of other players. It'll bring us down to 2 million if this all goes through. And again, keep in mind the upcoming draft. We have 3 first-round picks, our own, Chicago and Tampa. We have 7, 8 second-round picks. There is a chance that this team could do a hell of a lot more than just rebuild. And we will find out if we get Connor McDavid tomorrow. You're goddamn right, it's a cliffhanger. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. How them blue balls treating ya? You gotta come back tomorrow now to find out what happens. Stanley Cup, that's great. But what about Connor McDavid? I will see you all tomorrow.